guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lorena Aguirre and I post here on YouTube every Monday and Saturday. Alright you guys, so I'm super excited to have you guys here. We are going to be doing some cute nail art and it's something that I do want to share with you guys. Anything that I learned, I also want to share with you guys just because I feel like being in your nail career, you are always learning. The trends are always evolving, and even though I've been doing nails for 5 years, there's always something new to learn. So make sure to hit that subscribe button just because whatever I learn, I pass it on to you guys. And I just want you guys to be the best versions of yourself as a nail tech. And yeah, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell button. The bell button will help you get notified every time I post a new video. Even with hitting that bell button, it'll notify you guys. And if you guys are watching the videos, I do giveaways. I don't really always label them in my like YouTube name or whatever, just because I do want the people who are actively watching to be able to receive something, and just because I do appreciate you guys so much being able to watch the video and stuff. And at the beginning of the videos, I am going to be telling you guys how to enter the giveaways, so make sure to stay tuned for that, or I will also be asking you guys questions within the video, so stay tuned just because there are going to be a ton of giveaway, whether it be big or small. I do want everybody to win something. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alright you guys, let's go ahead and jump into the video. I went ahead and got these effortless tips from Montage Nail Supply, and these are their effortless square tips, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut them down and get my nail form that I have them taped back to back, and I'm going to measure the nails. This really helps making sure that all the nails are all the same length. Sometimes I will shorten the pinky just a little bit more if it seems too long. I'll do it like half a size shorter. And then after right here, I do want to mention, you guys, when you guys are doing acrylic, please be sure to wear gloves and protect yourself. I've been seeing so many nail techs that are actually very allergic to the product, and that is something that has also happened with me. I've been allergic for a while now, and I had barely gotten tested, and basically it came back positive that I am allergic to that. But next I'm going to go ahead and get this Kolinsky haired brush. It is a size 16. You guys are able to pretty much use any brush that you guys are comfortable with. I switched over to a larger brush just because I did want to be able to, I don't know, be able just to get more product on there without having to go back and forth, especially since I do want to start working with longer nails. And I am using another nail tip just so then after I could get my shape of the acrylic that I want without having to be super crazy and detailed. I do feel like it helped quite a bit. I did actually enjoy using the nail tip to cut out the acrylic. You guys kind of need to make sure that it is a little bit on the drier side, the bead of acrylic that you place on the nail. And I like to work up to the cuticle and then allow the edge of it to dry. Just because when you're allowing that edge to dry, then after it kind of just makes it so it's like easier to cut through. And I like to shape a little bit higher with my brush. I did want to try to do it freehand too, so in the next two nails that you guys are going to see me go in with just the brush alone and doing a dripping bead of acrylic kind of method that I had seen. And so basically what you do is you pat most of the liquid out, and then you're going to kind of let it run down a little bit. I have this in speed just so you guys kind of don't get bored, but I am allowing it to run down and kind of like swooping each side, pushing it up, and then making sure it is nice and round. I am going to be taking a file to all of these edges, so they don't necessarily have to be perfect, but if you guys could get them as perfect as you can, there are different ways that you guys can pretty much do the French tip. It just all depends on you. So with me, I do really enjoy using the tip just because you could throw it away and not have to worry about soaking it off. But I'm kind of thinking about getting one of those metal nail plate things where you just like, you're able to use it and they have a whole bunch of different sizes instead of having to like go through all your tips and try to find like the right size for it. And then again, working with a bead. I like to do a 2-ball method, so by the time that the bottom one, it starts to harden, I am actually able to let it sit for a little bit without having to feeling like it's gonna mush, or if the cuticle it runs. And that colored acrylic, it is from Montage. It is Desert Peach. It is a must-have in your collection. I promise you guys, if you guys get this one, you guys will love it. I use it on a ton of my clients, and they all seem to really, really enjoy that color. It's like my most used color, so I usually get the big one. And right here, you guys could see me picking out some acrylics. So I did want to do a pretty red one, but I was going back and forth. I'm like, you know what? What if I did this one? Just because I don't know if you guys ever tried to do metallic, a matte color or a matte top coat. And oh my gosh, you guys, I like it. In that dark maroon kind of color. That one, it has some shimmer in it, and it's kind of more of a metallic. And so I'm like, you know what? Like, I was going back and forth for a little while, but I did decide that, you know what? I am going to be actually doing the lighter red, or I was doing the darker red, and then after but the reds that you guys couldn't even really tell that big of a difference, but one was a little bit deeper. And then I did want to use that metallic one on the other two, and I did want to try them matte and one glossy, so you guys could kind of see the difference. So if you guys did want to use that method on your guys' client, then of course, you know, you guys are more than welcome to. If I have inspired you guys in any way, please be sure to tag me on my Instagram, and I'll repost your work, just because I love to see what you guys recreate with the things that I am showing you guys. Alright, you guys, and now I'm just taking my 80 grit file, and I'm keeping it very flat on the nail. I like to I'm also trying to shape the nail as well, just because this nail in particular, I feel like it kind of bubbled out. So I wanted to shape the outer part of the acrylic and making sure that everything was blended down. And when you guys are doing the pink, you guys are really going to want to make sure that you guys are looking more at the pink than the tip of the nail and how round it is. And I like to face it the other way and making sure that my swoop is in the middle and it's not like kind of like tilted off to one side. And so you guys could kind of see me going back and checking. And then I even put my file underneath to kind of make sure that it was nice and straight. But I like to keep the file nice and tight, but these are the acrylic that this is the other one that I'm going to be using, and I did want to show you two methods. So this one, I just did want to put it on that area and push it where it needed to go. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because I didn't really want to worry about filing that much. But I was like, you know what, I've seen people do it the other way, where they actually place a whole bead over like even some of the pink acrylic. And so I just wanted to give both things a try. And right here I'm just blending it up, making sure that there is a bit of thickness at the bottom. But I am also going to be capping this nail. So even though it seems kind of like two levels to it, I am going to be capping it, so you guys don't have to worry about that. And then right here I am just going to get the bead of acrylic, and then I was thinking about doing the same thing for this one and pushing it up, but I was like, you know what? Let me actually try and do it the other way, where I actually put a larger bead of acrylic and just file it down, even though it's like kind of like, I don't know, to me it looks like globs of acrylic on the nail, to be completely honest with you. But sorry, it is out of focus. I did have to like move some of that stuff, and I'm still trying to figure out ways. It's kind of trial and error to like be sure that it doesn't defocus like this, because this drives me nuts. But you see right here, I was kind of just over putting the acrylic just in those little crevices, and I just really wanted to make sure that I got in there, you guys, and I was afraid that I wasn't going to. So, and then I am just going to go ahead and pat this all on, and then making sure you guys are getting in those little crevices, just because you don't want a little hollow spot. So you want to make sure you guys are pressing it into like the corners of it, just because I feel like it would be kind of easy to miss, or that's what I was feeling like when I was actually working with this. And then I am just going to kind of build it up. I am not going to be putting a clear coat or a clear bead of acrylic on this one, or on the ones that I did this on, just because since I did kind of have to go in and put more product to file it down, so you guys could see that, I mean the French tip. Sorry, you guys, I can't even talk today. I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like when I'm doing my voiceovers, I cannot talk for the life of me, and I'm so sorry about that. Alright, you guys, and then I'm just making sure to pat it in, making sure everything's all nice and level. And then this is pretty much what it's looking like. What you guys want to do is tap your file across it, and then I went ahead and put and capped that pinky nail, and I'm just going to go ahead and shape the tips of them and shape the sides of them. Alright, and then now that I'm done with that, just going along the sides and touching up whatever I need to be touched up, and I am going to get this coarse bit or this medium file bit, and then I'm going to be pushing it down. I'm going to try this first to see if I could get most of it down, but I was kind of showing like how I was going to be putting the bit on there, and I just wanted to have it out just because working with longer nails, you're going to find that your drill will actually bump into the nails quite a bit, so I like to pull the bit out so the hand piece isn't bumping into the nails. And then see you guys, I was so happy with seeing like all of it come off. I was like, oh my gosh, I have it look all pretty and stuff. I do have to go in and shape a little bit more, but I kind of wanted just to get all of the bulk down so then after I didn't have to like really worry about it. And then right here you guys can kind of see me shaping. But overall, I really enjoyed working with the tip to try to cut out the acrylic. That was so far like my favorite thing. So I definitely recommend trying that. And if it's something that you like, then definitely I would recommend buying one of those metal plates where you scrape out the acrylic with that. But I do recommend like instantly taking the acrylic off just so it doesn't end up hardening. But I do feel like since it is a smooth surface, I do feel like you would be able to kind of like push the acrylic off easily and not have a problem with it. And then so I'm just going to go ahead and shape the cuticle area since I went ahead and shaped the rest of them. And you guys, I love the way this head came out. I do feel like it's actually a lot faster than hand painting on your gel polishes. Gel polish, I do feel like it is nice to do when you have a client that doesn't like to keep the design. And they will always want to do like colored acrylic. I do feel like hand painting it on is really, really nice to be able to do that and them not having to be committed and you not having to like hurt your hand so much filing all of that product off just because I know it takes some time. So if you guys were to do it with gel, I do feel like sometimes it does help a lot more. But right here, I am just finishing off with my Mia Secret buffer. It's a two-sided buffer, so one side is I believe 100 grit, and then the other side is a 180 grit. So the 180 grit, that it actually helps finish it off because it's super, super fine. But I'm going to go ahead and get my Tracy's Nail Top Coat, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the nail. And I'm putting it on every other nail just because I want one glossy, and then the other ones, they are going to be matte. And you guys, look at them come to life. And you guys could see that it looks a lot more detailed in the ones where I actually put the acrylic, like kind of like globbed it on the nail. Just because you could see on that pinky nail, it kind of looks like it's a little bit faded and it doesn't look as crisp as the other ones. So definitely recommend kind of just globbing on that acrylic, and yeah. I know globbing on isn't like the actual term that you would be using, but like make sure you guys are covering it and getting in all those crevices. But yeah, and this time while that is all curing under the lamp, I'm going to go ahead and put that into the light, and I'm going to be cleaning up. So I hope you guys really enjoyed watching me do this just because it was something that I want to do, and I kind of was always afraid to do it and thinking that it's not going to come out right. But look at the tips on the other one. I feel like the shape, cutting out the acrylic with the tip, I do feel like it was very seamless, and I love the way the pinky turned out, and even that ring finger and that middle finger I'm pretty proud of too just because it is something that I did. But I do feel like it is a ton of filing. But I do feel like it is faster, but make sure you guys are charging accordingly to this just because I know this does take some time. But I really love even the way the pinky, when you cap the pinky, I do feel like it kind of gives more of like a 3D look to it. You guys are able to kind of see the color is a little bit further down. The camera isn't really picking it up, and I wish that it was, just because it looked really good. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some finished shots just in a second. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And as usual, I'll be back with more videos. Bye!